So this is going to show you how to use the data that you got from the biodiversity species accumulation curves lab, and there are two videos for this. This one's going to deal specifically with how to make the species accumulation curve. In order to do this, you're going to need to write down the number, the tree number for each new species. So we're going to start with a species. It'll make doing the genus easier. If we start with the species, so for instance, species number on our first plant is 1. This is the first species. Quercus imbricaria, that's the second species we saw. Pinus nigra, third species we saw. Crataegus phainopyrum, fourth species. Quercus imbricaria. Now we've already seen that, right? So that's not a new species. So we skip that. We move on to Picea pungens. So that's number 5. Acer, it's a new one. Now you'll notice that we have, in this case, a species Acer, and here we've got a species Acer rubrum. Because we don't have anything in here, we're going to assume that those are two different species. So since it's a new species, that's 6. This would be 7. Fraxinus pennsylvanica, 8. The Cercophyllum would be 9. Hamamelis, 10. Amelanchier, 11. Now Crataegus, we already just had that, so that was up here. So we skipped Crataegus. Quercus bicolor, we haven't had bicolor yet. We had a different species of Quercus, so that's a new one. So 12, Acer saccharum, we've had a different Acer, but not that one. So that's 13. Tilia is new, 15. Celtis is new, 15. Fraxinus pennsylvanica, and we've had that before, so we skipped that. Gemniclatus, that's new. That's number 16. And I've gone ahead and done a bunch of these. So if we look, you'll notice that we've already had that. We've already had the Crataegus, we've already had the Quercus, we've already had Tilia. So our next new one is Quercus millenbergii, so that's 17. That's new, that's new. Both of those are not, so we skip those, and that's 20. So you can see how this plays out. And as we get further along, the number of new species gets spaced out further and further, because we've already had a bunch of these. So here's Acer rubrum again. Here's Celtis occidentalis again. So since we already had them, we don't count them again. Okay, so that will give us our species number, and you have to go through the entire list that way. Genus number. The reason I have you doing species first is that you know if it's not a new species, it can't be a new genus. So we again have genus number 1, Fraxinus, that's new. Quercus is new. Pinus is new. Crataegus is new. We skip that one. We don't have to look at it. Picea, that's new. Acer, well, we haven't had Acer yet. That's new. And this is where things change. We've already had Acer. We skip that. We've already had Fraxinus. We skip that. So now we're at number 7. It's our 7th new genus. 8 for Hamamelis. 9 for Amelanchier. We don't even have to worry about Crataegus because it's not a new species. Quercus, we've already had Quercus, so we can skip that. We've already had Acer, so we skip that. Takes us down to Tilia is 10. We haven't yet had a Tilia. Celtis, new. Skip right past that. Gemniclatus, number 12. So you can see that anytime that we have a blank here, we can ignore it and go right down to the next numbered one in terms of species because we know it's going to be a new genus. Again, I can go down and I've filled in a bunch of these. And you can see that the numbers go up more slowly because we have fewer new genera. Okay, so what that's going to do is it's going to give us the breakdown that we're looking for, but we can't really do too much with it yet. In order to make the graph, we need to take this and sort of reverse things. So now my order is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm interested in the genus number. So notice over here I've got a column that's count of genera. So each one of these numbers corresponds. So you'll notice that I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got a space. Over here I don't. I've got 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to look across for each one of these numbers and find out what the tree number was. So tree number 1, 2, 4. It's not tree number 5. Genus number 5 was tree number 6. So that's 6. Tree number 6, or sorry, genus number 6 is tree 7. So that has to be 7. Genus number 7, well, I have to go all the way down here to tree 10. Genus number 8 is tree 11. Genus number 9 is tree 12. Genus number 10, I have to go down here to 16. So it's 10, tree 16. Genus number 11 is 17. To get down to genus 12, I'm down here at tree 19. And I keep doing that. Tree 19, the next one that I'm going to encounter, I have to go all the way down to here, so it should be number 24. And again, to save some time, I filled in some of those. And you can see how the spacing gets larger and larger here. So this is the tree number that corresponds to the number I've filled in over here. Okay. Now, the whole point of this, however, is to make a graph. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to Insert, and I'm going to insert a chart, and I'm going to pick the scatter plot with the connecting lines. I'm going to go to Select Data, go to Add, and I'm going to call my series name Genus, just so I can keep track of it. And then my X values are going to be on the X axis. I'm going to graph my tree number. So I'm going to select those values. My Y is going to be my count of genera. And so that's what I get. Now, it doesn't look perfect, but it's kind of showing some of the pattern that we're expecting to see. I didn't use all of the data set, so you're going to have more data points spreading out. So you should get a different look than the one that I generated. So that's how you're going to go ahead and do it. Remember, you're going to do things like get rid of the title of the graph, label your axes, and all that good stuff.